Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this historic event where we will go into one of the most insightful lectures in history. I come before you today not only as a speaker, but also as a truth bearer, prepared to share revelations that will change your outlook and kindle a fire in your heart. More than simply words, what you are going to hear will reveal a road to your greatest potential and success. It's a revelation. Let us acknowledge the importance of this occasion as we come together here today. The speech you are about to hear is not just another presentation. Rather, it is a life-changing event that has the capacity to inspire you to reach your full potential and live the life that was destined for you. This is an exceptional chance to explore the core of ageless knowledge and unearth facts that could alter your fate. However, let us greet this discourse with reverence and expectation rather than just curiosity, because these are the words that hold the secret to releasing your greatest potential and attaining unmatched achievement in all facets of your life. You are embarking on a journey towards unparalleled personal and professional fulfillment when you listen with an open mind and heart. Thus, let us set out on this adventure together with bravery and conviction. Instead of listening to this speech passively, let's approach it as active participants in our own personal growth. Let each word that strikes a chord with you serve as a source of inspiration and a driving force for living a meaningful life. The most significant law that governs your fate, everything you do, and everything you will accomplish is the law of superconscious activity, which states that every idea, plan, goal, and concept that you can consistently keep in your mind must be brought to pass by the superconscious. The ability to create images, or the capacity of imagination, is the foundation and source of all human creative force. Collier Robert. You have access to a mind that is far larger than anything you could ever imagine or create on your own, which is another reason I can state with complete certainty that you are a genius. It has been said that humanity has access to a bigger mind throughout history, which dates back 4,000 years to the texts of ancient Egypt. This mind has been referred to as the universal mind, subconscious, collective subconscious, or superconscious. It was dubbed limitless intellect by Napoleon Hill. According to Ralph Waldo Emerson, we are surrounded by immense wisdom that can solve our problems and provide us with the solutions we need at any time, much like a cork floating on the ocean. For the purposes of this discussion, we will refer to it as the superconscious mind, or the mind that is above all other minds, as he termed it. You constantly employ your superconscious mind in an impulsive manner. Your mind is truly superconscious. It is the origin of all inspiration, drive, excitement, emotions, sentiments, viewpoints, flashes of intuition, creativity, and invention, as well as the source of all brilliant ideas, thoughts, and information that enters the world. Mozart, for instance, could hear a full performance in a single second. All he needed to do was sit down and write down what he heard, transferring the entire symphony from his thoughts to paper. They claimed that he always composed his musical notation flawlessly on the first try. At an instant, Beethoven would conjure up one of his greatest concerts or symphonies. It would take him 6 months to write it all down, but at that instant, the concert existed in his head as flawless and whole. Many of the greatest discoveries, innovations, and accomplishments in history, literature, art, and music have all originated from a flash that strikes during a nap, during a discussion, or during a moment of daydreaming. Additionally, we are able to access this mind. Allow me to share a few traits of the superconscious mind with you. As previously stated, picture yourself with your intellect, familiarity, expertise, and insight. Furthermore, it is brilliant as it has access to this extraordinarily that you have access to all concepts and knowledge known to exist in the cosmos practically every minute of your life. Your life can and will change as a result of your comprehension of and access to the superconscious. Your potential is boundless because of your superconscious mind or superconscious capacity. Your capabilities are no longer limited to what you already know, can access, or can accomplish with your body and mind. You have access to an outside energy source that can answer your queries and help you get closer to your objective. One of the features of the superconscious mind is that it may access all of the information kept in your subconscious mind when calculating a problem or an obstacle. It has the ability to access all of the data kept in the subconscious, which implies that everything you have ever read, learned, experienced, discussed, seen, or heard in your life has been permanently stored in your subconscious mind. While our memories are flawless, our recollections are not. Every event in your life has been forever recorded. On the other hand, when the mind is superconscious, it computes and can access all of its knowledge with a tip. It is able to distinguish between legitimate and fraudulent data nevertheless. To put it another way, a superconscious mind will compute a problem and provide you with a response that is solely based on reliable data. Many things that the mind may accept as true are actually false. The superconscious knows the difference between what is true and what is false, even if you have read, heard, memorized, or come to the conclusion that something is true. Sometimes you present a concept or a solution that seems at odds with what you previously believed to be true or genuine. But if you stick with it for a while, you'll discover that your initial assumptions were false and your response was accurate. Now, the ability to access information outside your experience is the second quality of the superconscious mind. You can obtain answers that go beyond your personal experience if you have access to data that goes beyond your experience. It's not necessary for you to know everything or have it all in your head. You come to you with ideas, facts, etc., since you have access to that data. For instance, a researcher's estimate that everyone generates roughly 4 ideas annually relates to recognition. You can become a millionaire with any one of your 4 annual ideas. How often, you ask, have you seen the need for a product or service while driving to and from work and thought, why doesn't someone do that? Why doesn't someone sell that? Then you would think, well, there must be a good reason, and you would then put it out of your mind. Then a year or 2 later, someone comes up with the same product or service, makes millions of dollars, and you recall thinking, I thought of that. I thought of that a couple of years ago. The difference was that even though you may have both tapped into the same source of energy and thought of the idea at the same moment, the person who used it had faith and confidence in their ideas, whereas you did not. We often discard our ideas because they are our ideas. We say, that's my idea, it can't be that good. However, if one of your goals is to become financially independent, your mind will often provide you with the ideas you need to do so. Groucho Marx once said the very funny phrase, I would never join a club that would have me as a member. The superconscious mind's ability to function continuously on an unconscious level is one of its 3rd traits. It's always on when you're going about your regular business. This means that once you have ingrained a goal, issue, challenge, or anything else into your subconscious mind, by considering it, going over it, and mentally defining it, you may put it aside and get on with your task. It will then compute and operate to provide you with the precise response you require. We'll return to that shortly. Every issue that stands in the way of achieving your objective is immediately and consistently resolved by your subconscious mind. Continually and automatically resolves every issue. For this reason, you only need to take the initial step, follow each step, and find an instant solution to the problem you're facing. You don't even need to be able to visualize your goal. If you only do one thing, the subconscious will solve the next and the next and the next, one step at a time, like a carrier takes one load at a time, like a stroll step by step. This is why there is a statement in the Bible that states, this thing that I do will do the others. The superconscious mind finds solutions to every issue that arises along the route precisely when you need them to, and in precisely the manner that you require. Now, the ability to motivate in a goal-oriented manner is the 5th characteristic of the superconscious mind. People will occasionally claim, I'm not motivated, yet when you speak with someone who lacks motivation, you can always see that they have no burning desires. The superconscious mind releases motivation when you set a goal or an objective, something you wish to possess, accomplish, or perform. The superconscious mind is what drives you toward it with your energy, excitement, and passion. Yet, it needs a goal that you fervently want, which is why we spend so much time discussing goals in this course. Goal-oriented motivation generates concepts and vigor for achieving objectives. One source of free energy is the superconscious mind. To put it another way, you seem to be able to access an energy source outside of yourself that may inspire and drive you when you're enthusiastic about a goal, regardless of how exhausted you are physically. A few hours of sleep, day after day, week after week, is not uncommon. Everyone has experienced being engrossed in something that is extremely significant, thrilling, inspiring, demands a great deal of dedication, and gives them constant energy. The great electrical genius Nikola Tesla was able to use this free energy to run his home's electric appliances and lights. Despite the fact that we don't fully comprehend it, Having well-defined goals is necessary for the superconscious to emit goal-oriented motivation. That's the essential element. Objectives ought to be obvious. This motivation is released by goals that are precise and well-defined. An old proverb that sounds a bit tongue-twister goes, "Don't feel very bright, make a list." It implies that if you don't feel very bright, just write down the 10 things you want to accomplish in the upcoming year. Just writing that list down will give you a boost of energy, almost like flipping a switch. The ability of the subconscious mind to obey precise authoritative directives is its sixth quality. It obeys directives that are authoritative and unambiguous. What directives are authoritative and unambiguous now? Positive affirmations are one instance of a directive that is authoritative and unambiguous. When you employ directives and imbue them with feelings such as, I earn X number of dollars, I weigh X number of kilograms, I like myself, I am responsible, or I feel perfect, you are using a positive affirmation. They must therefore convey passion, be authoritative, and be clear. By doing this, the message travels from the awareness to the subconscious and ultimately to the superconscious. Thus, utilize directives that are authoritative and well-reasoned. Each time you give a firm, authoritative command, you strengthen the concept and make use of your superconscious capacity. It reacts to decisions as well. It's quite fascinating. I want to share this expression with you. In recent years, I have met men and women across the nation, and I have observed something intriguing that successful people say when I ask them how they became successful. It's this: speak in earnest. When did the change first begin to occur? Well, I finally decided to act seriously, is what they say. I finally decided to act seriously. As you remember, we've already discussed decisions and desires. Many individuals have goals and want things, but they seldom decide to take action. They want things to change or to get better for them. They always say they're going to make the choice, and they keep planning and waiting to make the choice, but they never actually follow through. Dedication is a crucial component of this as well. This is what I'm going to write here. Until you commit, nothing good in life happens. Additionally, committing to something implies letting go of nearly everything else. Take yourself seriously and give it your all. Additionally, you activate your subconscious mind. And sometimes more can happen in a matter of weeks than has happened to you in years when you make a complete commitment, make the decision, and begin using directives like I will, I can, I must, I choose, I want, I win, and I am. And a good number of you are familiar with my topic. Seventh point, the superconscious mind functions similarly to a muscle. It develops according to how you utilize it and how much faith you have in it. It develops according to how you utilize it and how much faith you have in it. This implies that, as I have done throughout my life and as many of my graduates have done, you can really get right to the point. You can get to the point where you're always connected to your subconscious and just flow with life, finding all the things you need, the solutions you seek, the people you need, and the situations you find yourself in. The people you don't need, the old ones, the circumstances that don't affect you, will fade away and finish precisely when they are no longer needed. They will enter your life precisely in the order and sequence that you desire. Furthermore, it will function more quickly and dependably the more you use it and the more you believe in it. Let me tell you this. From all of my research into the lives of great men and women, both biographies and autobiographies, I have found one thing. Human greatness comes only to the degree that one is in touch with and aligned with one's superconscious energy. Life is a constant battle if you don't do it. Life appears to be on the precipice unless you engage with that energy. It appears to be following the flow. An attitude of confident anticipation is the ideal way for the superconscious mind to function, which brings us to our eighth attribute. It functions best when one has a confident expectancies mindset. Positive emotions are the attitude of confident anticipation. Recall that we previously discussed how to develop a reverse paranoia, which involves constantly seeking good, anticipating the best, believing, trusting, and having complete faith that anything positive will come from everything that happens to you. Positivity in anticipation appears to be the key to activating the superconscious mind and attracting people, things, and necessities into your life at an increasingly rapid pace. Number 9, the superconscious mind functions best in two situations. This is another trait of the mind. The first need is that you give the issue all of your time and attention. Complete focus on the issue at hand. Additionally, focusing on 0% and having your mind occupied with something else are the optimal periods for it to operate. However, for some reason, the subconscious mind is not active at this stage. Hence, trying to solve the issue consciously is the key to unlocking the superconscious mind. Here's a really easy method to go about it. Identify the problem clearly and begin by solving it. Describe your issue or objective, put it in writing, talk about it, make sure you understand it, and state what you're attempting to accomplish, prevent, or preserve. The second piece of advice is to do some research, acquire as much information as you can, search, read, talk to people, visit the library, phone experts or authorities on the topic, and investigate a little. Almost all decisions are made after gathering information. I've had situations or problems in the past where I thought, where can I get information? And then, out of nowhere, I remembered the name of someone I hadn't spoken to in a long time. I picked up the phone and called them saying, hey, I'm thinking about doing this or not doing this. What do you think about it? And they gave me the exact information I needed to decide whether to do it or not. Pay close attention to that. Thirdly, make a conscious effort to find a solution. After obtaining the necessary information, asking pertinent questions, reading, researching, and having a clear understanding of the situation, you should attempt to solve the issue as best you can with your conscious mind. If that fails, you should then, like feeding a large computer, turn the issue over to your superconscious mind and completely divert your attention. For instance, and we'll talk about this, you may work on another project, go for a walk, work out, go out to dinner, or otherwise divert your attention, and you'll notice that the solution will emerge from nowhere at just the appropriate time. This gets us to the 10th quality of the superconscious. It provides you with the precise response you seek at the ideal time. It provides you with the precise response you seek at the precise moment. Another crucial thing to remember about superconscious creativity is that you have to take quick action when you receive this response at the perfect time. Have you had this experience before? Say, I should call so-and-so, but I'll do it later, after feeling compelled to do so while working on a problem. When you follow through on your plan later, say, the following day or week, you call the person and they inform you. You should have called yesterday because I had the answer you needed, or I had that person, or I had that situation, or I had the job for you, etc. When you experience this, remember that I know a man who succeeded in building a billion-dollar company by thoroughly comprehending the subject matter we are discussing, simply by doing one thing at a time. Despite having very little aptitude for business, he always acted on his gut and performed whatever felt right at the time. He acted right away, and by simply following his superconscious intuition and doing so consistently, he was able to open doors of opportunity for himself, feed back with information, self-correct, get the people he needed, maximize his opportunities, and more. In less than 10 years, he went from selling cars to running $1 million business. Let me reiterate one last thing before I go. Every idea, plan, goal, and thought that you can't stop thinking about has to be realized by the superconscious. This is the law of superconscious activity, the most significant of the laws that govern your fate and everything you will accomplish. This is the secret to the greatness of all great leaders, writers, poets, business people, and men and women who have ever lived. You can use this to your advantage at any time by focusing solely on what it is that you want to achieve, separating your desires from everything else and thinking about them exclusively until they materialize. Thus, let us pause to consider the great significance of the wisdom offered here today as we draw to an end this incredible trip through one of the most illuminating lectures ever. This speech has been more than simply words. It has been a lighthouse pointing the way toward increased awareness, comprehension, and self-determination. Take away from this gathering the knowledge and insights you have gained. In the coming days and weeks, let them sleep deeply into your mind to influence your decisions, behaviors, and ideas. Because these words have the capacity to change your life in ways you never would have imagined. But keep in mind, dear friends, that what you decide to do with this speech will determine its ultimate significance, not simply what you have heard. Will you take advantage of it as a springboard for long-term transformation, or will you let it be just a passing inspiration? It's your decision and your decision alone. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to share this experience with you. I hope you keep the knowledge you've acquired here today with you as you pursue greatness. And may you always remember that you have the ability to design the life you deserve and want. Fearlessly and resolutely pursue your goals, knowing that you possess all the necessary elements within you. You have a bright future ahead of you if you apply the insights from this insightful speech. You are meant for greatness.